You have to wonder what the thinking is at the Ville Casino in Townsville. Is it greed that knows no limits, or downright stupidity? For 3 years, 60 Minutes, the Sydney Morning Herald and The Age have been investigating crime and corruption in the gaming industry in Australia. The appalling conduct we've uncovered at major casinos, Crown Resorts and The Star has thankfully forced them to smarten up their acts. Now, you'd reckon in light of that, smaller operators like the Ville would be taking note. But it seems not. Tonight, though, if they think they can continue getting away with wrongdoing, they're out of luck. It's almost as rare as winning the jackpot. A controversial and colourful high roller prepared to tell all about an industry steeped in secrecy. But Paul Desmond is done, keeping his cards close to his chest. Speaking out's not an easy thing. Why raise your voice?
I don't care, they're above the law. They've been doing it for many years and think they can get away with it.
Tonight, the jig is up.
Yes, hello, my name is Nick McKenzie. I'm a journalist from 60 Minutes.
As 60 Minutes busts a brazen operation designed to bypass the law.
That's right, you're not licensed, are you? So why was the casino paying you?
We expose the Queensland casino trying to cash in on the crackdowns at major operators Crown and The Star.
The dodgy casino business and crime literally flowed upstream.
It's dodgy conduct.
It's a race to the bottom.
But remarkably, the government doesn't seem to care. Can Australians be confident that the Queensland government is serious about tackling the problems in the industry?
No, absolutely not.
Paul Desmond was, by anyone's standards, a serious high roller, and he had the lifestyle to prove it. From flights on Crown's private jet to stays in the Star's obscenely large suites. He's been courted by casinos all over the country. Paul, you've been to the very heights of high roller gambling. What's that life like?
It's addictive, consuming, but, exciting. Unlimited rooms, penthouses, jets, events, logies, arias, anything they can give you or that they can get you to come into the casino, spend more money.
When you're gambling huge amounts at the table, what's going through your head? What's the body feeling?
Oh, it's like a drug. It's a rush, 100% rush. You get behind, you want to get your money back, and they'll give you anything like to keep you there and keep you punting. Yeah, they have no off switch.
And for a while, neither did Paul. He spent millions of dollars at Crown and The Star before he was lured up north to this casino, the Ville. On the edge of the Great Barrier Reef, in a picturesque corner of Townsville, the Ville is a Tier 2 casino resort. And sometimes it's a sunny place for shady people and practices.
They used to invite me up, and I thought, well, they're offering me all these perks, so I'll go.
At the Ville, he met Michael Jones, the CEO, who offered him a business proposition.
Mick approached me and wanted to know about how could we bring more people to the Ville. And the idea was to bring up high rollers and put in a certain amount of money so we could make it more profitable because they weren't making much money at the Ville.
And what was in it for you to do that?
They were offering a percentage if I could fill a jet. We had several talks. If I could fill the jet, I'd get a percentage of what the turnover was.
Paul says the Ville tried to recruit him as a junket, a high roller agent who delivers gamblers willing to bet big. In Queensland, junkets must be approved by the Attorney-General. But Paul wasn't, which would have made the whole scheme unlawful. Not that that bothered the Ville.
Do you think you're being offered to be paid under the table?
Yes, correct.
Why do you think that?
Oh, it's just, they said they pay me 2.5% of turnover. There's no other way would I be on the books. I'm not a licensed junket operator.
Paul Desmond's job offer from the Ville came in 2018, around the same time that 60 Minutes started to investigate the role of shonky high-roller junket agents in the multi-billion-dollar gambling industry. Our extensive reporting exposed the links between some junkets and organised crime syndicates who were laundering dirty money through Australian casinos. Crown crumbled first, then The Star came crashing down to earth. and independent inquiries in New South Wales and Victoria led to crackdowns on unlawful casino conduct. But it would seem the Ville either learnt nothing from the fallout or saw it as an opportunity to greedily make money.
So when the crackdown commenced here at Crown, where did the dodgy casino business move to?
Well, the dodgy casino business and crime literally flowed upstream to Queensland. That's where it's gone.
Tim Costello is a prominent anti-gambling advocate and has been calling for tighter casino regulations for years.
There are regional casinos in Queensland, and your medium-level crooks may well be just flying under the radar into regional Queensland casinos because that's now the weakest point and where the lack of visibility is.
Paul Desmond says he didn't go ahead with the junket job he was offered by the Ville, but he watched on as another man did.
Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful.
OMG.
Melbourne businessman Lawrence Foo clearly likes the good life. A quick scroll through his social media and you'd think every day is a big tropical holiday. But Lawrence Foo is not on holiday, far from it. What you see here is a tiny glimpse into the perks of an illegal junket operator. And behind these flashy images is a much bigger picture of kickbacks and impropriety.
How crooked was the deal with Lawrence Foo?
It's illegal. He's not licensed to bring up people.
Was he shady in the way that he operated, or was he...
No, it was flamboyant out front, just walked in, there's nothing to it.
You say flamboyant, in what way?
Oh, he was just always happy with the groups walking around the casino, never gambling, but just promoting it and selling it.
Lawrence Foo makes no attempt to hide his connection to the Ville. In fact, he flaunts it. But what he doesn't advertise is what he's actually doing there. And that's because it's illegal. Foo wasn't approved by the Attorney-General to work as a high roller agent or junket. This might explain why the Ville initially paid him in cash in return for bringing in Asian high rollers. When that got too hot, it started paying him in loyalty points, which were then converted into cash. This rotten scheme extended to the Ville paying for high rollers to dine at Foo's Melbourne restaurant. Are you surprised this has been happening in the last few months after Star and the Crown were absolutely excoriated, smashed by commissions of inquiry for their own dodgy dealings with junkets?
I'm never surprised, I must say. 30 years of investigating financial crime. Unfortunately, never surprised.
Matt Fionn is a leading financial crime expert and has observed Australian casino after Australian casino come unstuck by dealing with junkets.
That the casino is willing to pay under-the-table benefits, what does that say about the casino?
There's a failure if they didn't know from a governance perspective. But ultimately, I think what we do see in many instances, we've got individuals who cross the line because they think this is the way it's always been done, and it is the lure of the revenue, which ultimately lead to profit and bonuses.
So the casino, this is the Ville putting profit above adherence to the law?
If you're seeking an unregistered junket operator, you are putting profit before the law.
And as you'll see, for the Ville Casino, there's nothing more important than making money.
Yes, hello, my name is Nick McKenzie. I'm a journalist from 60 Minutes. I'm investigating your work as an unlawful junket.
The Ville Casino in Townsville isn't quite as flashy as its bigger cousins, the Star and Crown, but it's owned by a man almost as rich, if not quite as famous, as James Packer. Chris Morris is a billionaire business titan and owner of a string of exclusive pubs and hotels across Australia. It's his company that controls the Ville's casino licence. The casino's owned ultimately by one of Australia's richest men, Chris Morris.
Right.
Does he bear some responsibility as the owner, the executive chairman of the company that sits at the very top of the tree?
Yeah, a good governance structure would have appropriate reporting and controls in place, particularly around junket operators in light of what's been highlighted over the last 3 to 4 years.
So the casino decides, we're not going to register this guy, Lawrence Foo. We're not going to make him go through the lawful process. He'll be operating effectively as a shadow or underground junket. What does that say about the casino's desire to abide by the law?
What I've seen in the industry, it's a race to the bottom. Who can attract and disguise and hide individuals or an operation that enable you to increase your revenue?
But the Ville wasn't just running an illegal junket with Lawrence Foo. As the casino crackdowns in Victoria and New South Wales forced Crown and the Star to tighten their regulations, the Ville spied an opportunity to poach suspect gamblers. In February 2021, high roller Paul Desmond texted the Ville's CEO, Mike Jones, to tell him Crown's new anti-money laundering controls was making things difficult for gamblers with questionable income.
A lot of high rollers shitting themselves because of their black card status must have proof of income.
Jones responded,
"Yes, I heard that. Presents good opportunities for us because I've been told that many simply won't go to Crown if they have to provide that disclosure."
So he looked at the troubles of Crown and Star as an opportunity for the Ville.
100%, yep.
Because the dodgy punters down
could
south...
no longer go, the dodgy punters could no longer go to these other casinos, and it was a great opportunity to us to bring them up here and take advantage of it.
Anti-gambling campaigner Tim Costello says it's outrageous behaviour.
We've got a text message from the CEO of the Ville Casino, having been told by a high roller, Crown's going to require its high rollers to disclose more about their source of income. The CEO says, you ripper, they won't want to do that. They're going to come head up north. What does that tell us about the culture of the Ville?
That's a cowboy culture. This is complete Wild West maverick territory. The sheriff's not powerful enough up here to do what they're doing in Melbourne, so we're going to actually run riot. That's terrible.
So eager was the Ville to make money, they also allowed people to gamble regardless of their criminal history or their source of income. People like disgraced businessman Robert Tidy, who gambled there while bankrupt, and Jason Jones. We can't interview him because he's currently on parole in Queensland, but we can tell you he's a convicted drug dealer who's currently facing proceeds of crime charges. But none of that seemed to bother the Ville. He was welcomed into the casino time and time again.
One person we've come across, Jason Jones. Did you see him still in the casino?
Yes, correct. It's only just recently now that the Ville barred him the last 2 months. But Mr. Jones used to always go in there, and they obviously would have done their due diligence. Where would the person be getting their money from?
Where do you think?
From illegal selling drugs, yes, correct.
Was he in a state to gamble? I understand at times.
He was off his face many, many occasions, and they took advantage. They never stopped him. Several occasions I've seen him that he couldn't even put words together, and he was still allowed to gamble.
And gambling big amounts?
Yeah, fairly big, yeah, enough. Enough for him to have a high roller's card, yeah.
Now, you'd think the Queensland government would want to sort this out. But if anything, it's looking the other way. For months, the Palaszczuk government has resisted calls for a public inquiry into the state's casinos. It recently relented, but its inquiry is doomed to fail. It's far too narrow, limited only to the Star and not to casinos like the Ville. Can Australians be confident that the Queensland government is serious about tackling the problems in the industry if it limits its inquiry just to Star?
No, absolutely not.
Why has the failure of the Queensland government to move more rapidly, more thoroughly, why is that failure a problem for the rest of the nation?
Because the laundering of money, the enabling of organised crime is actually a national problem. The truth is that laundering money is like a waterbed. So you press down on Crown and tighten it up here, as we have in Melbourne. It just flows to wherever the weakest point is, which happens now to be Queensland. That's where we're seeing it.
The Queensland government might be unprepared to call out improper casino conduct, but 60 Minutes isn't.
Mr. Lawrence Foo? Yeah. Yes, hello. My name is Nick McKenzie. I'm a journalist from 60 Minutes.
We tracked down illegal junket operator Lawrence Foo outside his Melbourne restaurant.
I'm investigating your work as an unlawful junket. at the Ville Casino in Townsville.
Right.
You're bringing up gamblers.
No, not bringing up gambler. I'm not bringing up gambler. Just a friend. We never bring up gambler.
No, we understand you've been bringing up gamblers unlawfully as a junket. You're meant to be approved as a junket. Are you approved?
No.
No?
No.
Why did the casino pay you cash?
They never bring me cash.
I know they paid you cash. They paid you cash on 2 occasions.
No, that's before they're doing the promotion. They pay everyone, not just me.
No, they paid you cash on 2 occasions. You confirm that?
Yeah, they just pay for everyone. Everyone, they just a referral fee for everyone, not just me.
Foo admitted to receiving payments from the Ville, but denied he was acting as a high roller junket.
No, sorry.
Why did the casino pay you the money? It does look very suspicious, doesn't it, Lawrence?
No, it's not.
No.
I'm not.
Why do you think they pay you? Do you think what you're doing is illegal or corrupt?
No.
No.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Lawrence Foo might deny he's done anything wrong, but senior forensic accountant Matt Fionn says the Ville has many questions it must answer.
If the Ville was prepared to run illegal junkets with basic impunity after the commissions of inquiry across the country into Star and the Crown, what does it say about their fear of getting caught by the regulator? And therefore, what does it say about the strength of the Queensland regulator?
Well, I'd probably only think that the individuals who are sitting at that casino tolerating these illegal acts or accommodating the junket operators, that they think they're not going to be detected.
They think the system's so poor in Queensland they'll get away with it.
Well, I think they think they're probably smarter than the system.
Paul Desmond's no longer a Ville high roller. He's been banned amid a legal dispute. But the Ville's CEO, Mike Jones, didn't bother to respond to detailed questions about his claims or anything else, which probably tells you a lot about the casino's attitude to improper conduct.
25 years, I was saying the sort of things no one listened to until you said them on 60 Minutes, and congratulations. It was the moment of revelation. It kicked off for the first time an honest accounting of how much the gambling industry in Australia has captured regulators and governments of both political persuasions, how it really is our blind spot in the way guns are America's blind spot.